Welcome to the complete story of the Sage from Final Fantasy XIV, the latest healer job introduced as a part of the Endwalker expansion. Sages in Final Fantasy XIV employ an altruistic art developed at the Studium in Shalayan, which draws upon the wisdom of etherology, sorcery, and medicine. This new discipline has been dubbed somanotics. Practitioners of the sage's art have historically been dedicated to the betterment of mankind, and for their wisdom and compassion, eventually came to be known simply as sages. I'm Peter from Birds of Play, and in this video, we will be retelling the complete story of the sage's job quest. For those of you who might feel you might have missed something, those of you who can't be bothered to play a new class, and even those of you who just enjoy a good story before bed, or on the toilet, or wherever you are. If you end up liking the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Final Fantasy content, becoming a part of our growing Final Fantasy family. It's time to hit the books, and I hope you'll be with us for every page we turn. In Limsa Lominsa, the Warrior of Light comes across a young Mikote paladin by the name of Lala Jinjal, who has traveled all the way from old Shalayan on a mission of great import. As she requests the aid of the adventurer in tracking down some fugitives from her homeland that had cost her mother her life, it is discovered that a soul crystal in Lala's possession responds strongly to the Warrior of Light, prompting her to offer it to him, thereby granting the warrior the powers of a Shalayan sage, a healer who is also capable of great devastation. Tracking the fugitives, the two of them make their way to Adalshire, located at the northern edge of an abandoned Shalayan outpost. While searching for their elusive quarry, they hear a cry for help and rush towards the disturbance. Arriving on the scene, Lala and the warrior find a man at the mercy of three assailants. Their intervention prompting the villains, a Viera man named Loifa and his two accomplices, Mahaud and Ankel, to retreat. Having chased them away, Lala and the warrior turn their attention to their intended victim. The man introduces himself as Faldrinent, and to Lala's surprise, the flamboyant Allison is not only a fellow Shalayan, but also a sage, a traveling healer who offers his service to those in need. Though he doesn't know why he was attacked, Faldrinent theorizes that his assailants, whom Lala is confident are the fugitives, wish to obtain specimens of a forbidden plant, muskmalloy, a variety of herb that possesses potent ether-fortifying properties that still grow at St. Mosian's Arboretum, even though their usage has been outlawed back in Shalayan. Seeing the logic in Faldrinet's supposition, Lala decides to investigate the Arboretum, a part of the abandoned Shalayan outpost that was once home to the greatest collection of flora and fauna the realm had ever known. Inside they encounter Loifa and his accomplices, and after trading blows with them, the fugitives teleport away. But not before dropping a peculiar pouch holding the plant in question. Seeing as the fugitives are likely to seek other means to procure the plant, Lala identifies an apothecary near Black Brush Station in central Fanalan as a possible source for the herb. As Lala and the warrior arrive on the scene, they meet with a distressed woman who fits the description of the apothecary. She breathlessly explains that three strangers have suddenly set upon a customer of hers, and true to Lala's suspicions, the strangers are the three fugitives. But who should the customer at their mercy be other than Faldrinet? Their paths crossing once again. Loifa uses his powers to enhance an antling, making it double in size. But provoked to anger by Faldrinet, Mahod and Ankel suddenly fall to their knees in pain. After disposing of the antling, the warrior finds Mahod and Ankel still suffering from their mysterious ailment. Observing their symptoms prompts Lala to recall rumors of a forbidden procedure said to have been conducted by a Shalian healer years ago. Rumors that were dismissed by the Forum, Shalian's house of government. Loifa mocks her naivety before teleporting away along with Mahod and Ankel. The confrontation thus concluded, the apothecary recounts her tale and tells them that Mahod and Ankel are her adopted children. She explains that they had fallen gravely ill, and that a Shalian healer by the name of Gildivane had appeared and offered to cure them, and that she hadn't seen them since. Lala begins to suspect that the fugitives might be victims as opposed to criminals, and that Faldrinet's true identity is in fact that of Gildivane, the rogue sage. Chasing after Faldrinet, Lala and the warrior find Loifa unconscious outside Aleport along with a merchant who had been peddling muskmalloy. They are able to heal Loifa, who confirms that Gildivane and Faldrinet are indeed one and the same. As he did with Mahod and Ankel, the man had lured Loifa away with the promise of a cure for his illness, only to use him, along with countless others, as a test subject for his twisted experiments. When his crimes were about to be exposed, he fled to Eorzea and continued masquerading as a kind-hearted healer. The three companions had been pursuing him, but Gildivane had spirited Mahod and Ankel away again. Knowing he cannot do so alone, Loifa tearfully beseeches Lala and the warrior for help, which they agree to offer. Lala outfits the warrior with a garment imbued with a special enchantment meant to shield him from their foes' influence, and they set out for Gildivane's cave in the Dravanian forelands. In service to his twisted research, Gildivane sets Mahod and Ankel against his rescuers. But the rescue party manages to free the pair from their enthrallment. Undeterred, the disgraced sage then transforms into a fearsome fiend to personally carry out his tests. However, with his comrades at his side, the Warrior of Light is able to weather the worst of his foul magics and subdue him. Having learned to tap into the more positive side of the powers granted to him as a sage, Loifa decides to spare Gildivane's life in favor of having him face justice in Shalian. Loifa then offers to return his soul crystal to Lala, but she bids him keep it, and through his deeds bring honor to her mother's legacy. Being absolved of their crimes, Loifa promises to use his powers for good, while continuing to seek a cure for Mahod and Ankel. Inspired by their resolve, the Warrior of Light makes a silent pledge to continue doing his part, bearing the hopes of sages and fighting for the future of all lives. And so concludes the complete story of the Sage. I hope you liked the video, and if you're looking for some more Final Fantasy content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, making our Christmas wish come true. And if you're not watching this when it was originally released on the 25th of December, we also accept birthday wishes, Valentine's wishes, Easter wishes, or just any excuse you have for subscribing to the channel. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Caw-caw!